All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining today's eMigr8 session. Right. Today we'll be looking at settle in the UK as a tech talent. That is the focus of our conversation today. But at first, I want to tell you about eMigr8, what we do at eMigr8, how we stand out, and what we're offering the general public. Please do well to share this information also with your friends. They're free. This is our freemium package. We do well to share with everyone around you who is interested in relocation, moving to a new country, especially the countries that we are focused on, right? eMigr8, we are a tech-enabled pathway to platform, tech-enabled platform, tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement. What it means is that we make you globally attractive as a tech talent, and that by itself gives you opportunity to extend your services to new countries, new companies in new markets, and the like. So welcome to eMigr8. Welcome to this session, right? Today, like I said, we're talking about settle in the UK as a tech talent. That's what we are focusing on. What are the options available to experts and beginners? Is it available to spouse and dependent? We want to talk about those complexity and make them very simple for you. Time, equity investment, what does that mean? How long will it take in terms of planning a roadmap and having a timeline if you're looking at relocating to the UK? So we are focusing on relocating to the UK, settlement in the UK with tech talents today. I remember we're focused on tech-enabled visa opportunity, right? We have previous videos with simple YouTube search with the word eMigr8. You'll find loads of videos, loads of previous edition that we've done before. We've talked about the US O1 visa. We've talked about the Canadian startup visa. We've talked about the Tech Nation Australian visa. We've talked a lot about the Tech Nation UK visa. We've talked about the Innovator visa. So there are a lot of resource, free content on YouTube, and you would for beginners, you want to start there. You want to learn from these videos are basically testimonials because they come from people. We sat down with people that have explored these routes. They've gone to the US, they've gone to Canada, they've gone to Australia. So they told us about their journey. So you can learn from their journey. So it's a free resource that we have there on YouTube for beginners. I would advise that you take out time to go through those videos and learn from them. Then you can come to the eMigr8 communities and discuss where you have uncertainty after watching those videos, right? Again, today we're looking at settle in the UK as a tech talent. This promises to be an interesting conversation. It's a new package that eMigr8 is running, and we have an estimated timeline that we are promising 3 to 6 months timeline that can get you from your present location and relocate you to the UK. There are different talk points that we would talk about. And if you have questions, please put it in the chat. We would have time for question and answer. This settlement allows you to move with your family, allows you to move with your dependents, and it's friendly to beginners and experts also. So we have Bade in the house today, and he will be telling us about this package, right? Next editions that we're looking at coming soon, looking at UK Innovator Founder Visa, formerly known as UK Startup Visa. We'll be talking about that subsequent edition or coming edition. We'll also be talking about the Tech Nation, UK Tech Nation Visa. There's a lot of changes, introduction around that space. We'll be talking about that in the coming editions. You want to pay close attention to that. Move to the US as a global talent, move to Canada. We had a session last week, not last week now, but 2 weeks ago, on move to Canada with the Canada Startup Visa. We had the video is online on YouTube. If you have any question or if you're interested in that, you want to continue that conversation, please reach out to us by joining our communities. We'll put the link to the community in the chats. And please join any of the community, Telegram, LinkedIn community and reach out to us. We'll typically give you a free session for your first inquiry. So we're open to that. There are conversation around that is still going on, and we're open to connecting you, giving you all the resource and all the assistance you need to land in Canada, right? So eMigr8, tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement. It's what we do, right? We make you globally attractive, right? We help you become, no, we don't, we help you become globally attractive by one, sitting down with you, appraising the work that you have done in the tech space, appraising make sure you have a sound tech profile or a sound tech business profile, and positioning you right to attract investors, attract headhunters from other markets. And the byproduct, like we always say, the side effect of being globally attractive is the fact that you can get any tech visa that you want, right? So there are a lot of tech nomadic visas from across the world right now. There's the Spanish one, there's the Portugal one, there's the UK talent, tech talent. There is the American, Canadian startup. The one I will be talking about today will be the UK, right? But all these visas are looking for people with exceptional talent, people that are attractive globally, that can add and contribute something to the tech ecosystem in those communities. So they're not just looking out for anybody, they're looking out for the best. And we can appraise you and position you in such a way that they would find your talent, they will find your skill set useful, right? That's why eMigr8 is here. We have both the freemium and premium package. But let me talk about what eMigr8 services covers. It covers what we do, information sessions like this, where we give out information to the general public and give you free information as we receive them. General free inquiry, coaching and hand-holding session, we do that. We do preliminary assessment of your qualification status. We also have self-directed roadmap for specific people, right? For specific talents. If you are beginners, we have for beginners we have self-directed roadmap. For experts, we also have self-directed roadmap also that you can leverage on. Right. We have roadmap to a globally attractive tech profile, right? We can design that for you. And also we help review the tech talent visa, the UK global talent application, and also the endorsement review process. eMigr8 has, coaches and individuals who have gone through this process themselves and can help you coach you through these process, any of this process, right? I spoke about us having two packages, the free package and the premium package, right? What does, if you're looking at the free package, what do you stand to benefit? If you're looking at the premium package, what do you stand to benefit? Again, the free package is something we're doing right now. eMigr8 Open Day is part of the free package, where we have events like this where we tell the communities about what's happening, what are the new openings, what are the new routes, what are the companies thinking, what are the organizations thinking, for example. So we give out information, we give out inspiration, we have videos online, we do introductory videos, we connect you to people, to success stories that have traveled from different markets to a brand new ecosystem, and hope to inspire you to do the same. We have eMigr8 Open coaching sessions. We also have visa specific hours. These are the free package, so you can take advantage of any of those session. We have short inquiry session also, which if you stay to the end of this call, we'll probably, we have a gift that includes free sessions. You want to stay to the end. So if you're interested in the free packages, all you need to do is to go to beacom.net/eMigr8, and we just need you to do a short registration, and we'll reach out to you on next steps and who you can speak to in terms of speaking to a coach, right? Depending on your peculiarity, right? We also have the premium model, right? These we have the eMigr8 circles, which is a premium circle. We have personalized coaching for that segment. We have standard packages where we do reviews and we do introductions, and we have custom services where we do tailor-made roadmap sessions for individuals, whether you're a beginner or you are, an expert in the field, and we can do, a roadmap, design a roadmap, specific roadmaps, that fit into your schedules, your timeline, and you can, move with that roadmap seamlessly and land yourself in any country that you want to go to. Again, beancom.net/emigrate is where you need to go to register any of the sessions, any of the packages you're interested in, right? We are open at beancom.net/emigrate is where you want to go to start. Some of the eMigr8 packages that you will find in both the freemium and the free session, the free package and the premium package, it's moved to the UK as a global talent that exists in both the free package and the premium package. That is the global talent visa, what is popularly referred to as the Tech Nation visa, right? Then move to the UK as an innovator founder. That is focused on the UK innovator visa, for specifically designed for startup owners, business owners. You want to move your business and your startup to the UK, for example, in this particular case. We also have moved to the US as a global talent, which just focus on US O1 visa for individual with extraordinary ability and achievement. I like to always say that everyone on this call, at least everyone I've spoken to in any of the coaching section, have extraordinary abilities and amazing achievement. What we don't have is, what we lack most of the time is someone that can handle us in putting all our achievement together, right? So that is one of the things that a coach can help you do, to help you appraise, what you have been doing in the tech ecosystem. Move to Canada as a startup founder. Last eMigr8 open session, we'll talk extensively on this one, right? You can go back on YouTube and you will find the video if you're interested to move to Canada, right? Move in 2023, 5 tech-enabled visa pathway to explore. We're looking at the UK, US, Canada, France, Germany, and Portugal. Those are countries that have digital nomad visas. We can have specific conversation around any of those visa, any of those country and their offerings. And we have coaches who can talk you through, or who can coach you through the journey till you land in your desired location, right? We also have tech-enabled visa pathway that leads to certificate of sponsorship for skilled workers in the UK. And also what we'll be talking about today, settle in the UK as a tech talent. This is a global talent, a combination of, it has a combination of global talent and UK innovator founder visa, skilled worker visa, all together. And we will be talking extensively, but it will be breaking that down for us. It's focused on the United Kingdom, right? And it's focused on people that are looking to move, especially if you're looking at moving with your family or you have a dependent. This is going to be a good visa routes to explore, right? We have communities, WhatsApp communities, Telegram communities, Facebook community, LinkedIn and YouTube community, right? We're going to, like I said, I'm going to drop the link to this community on the chat at some point during this session, and you can click on the link to join the community. We specifically add people to the WhatsApp community on request. So you want to join the Telegram community or Facebook community, then request that you want to be moved. You'd rather be in the WhatsApp community, then we will move you to the WhatsApp community. So it's a closed community. We do a little bit of vetting before we move people in there. So thank you for that. Before we move on, I want to talk about the other services that Beancom Dev Center offers. Beancom Dev Center is the parent company that incubated eMigr8. eMigr8 was vetted by Beancom Dev Center, and there are other tech program that Beancom Dev Center offers. And all of these programs are set to make you globally attractive. They are set to help you improve your technical skills and your visibility, right? So one of such programs is the Beancom Global Tech Program. This is particularly good for beginners and intermediate people in tech, right? So if you're looking to gain skills, if you're looking to gain experience, if you're looking to gain exposure, this is where you want to start from. Where we typically teach you tech within a 1 to 2 year time frame. We have different offerings where you can learn now and pay later, depending on your unique circumstances, right? You want to go to Bincom.net/global tech for the Bincom Global Tech program. It is an intensive program that include exposure, working on real life projects, right, and having to work on a real life project, having to work with a team and not just theoretical, right? So you want to take advantage of this. If you are switching from other career path to tech, this might be a fantastic one for you, right? We also have become a tech talent. This is a become a tech talent. This we're looking at individuals. This is a coaching package where Bincom Dev Center coaches you through different programs that we have. Right. Again, we have the apprenticeship programs. If you want to move to the UK, you're looking at moving to the UK, for example. We have headhunters from the UK. We can coach you through the session to make you attractive to the headhunters. We have tech trainings per month that trains you around the specific skills that the UK market is looking for. We have apprenticeship with UK apprenticeship openings with UK companies, right, where we can refer you to, right? And there are different packages around this, but they become a tech talent package. Will cost you £1,000 for 3 months to work with our coaches to help you become attractive and position you right, either to get a job in the UK or to get apprenticeship or volunteer-based job in the UK. If you're looking to get a UK work experience, this is particularly important for people that are planning in the future to move to the UK. You can work remotely from anywhere for a UK company and have that UK experience. It is very valuable, right? You want to go to, again, bincom.net/global tech or send a short message, a WhatsApp message to the number you're seeing on the slide. I would do it to drop the number also later, but you can send it an SMS or a WhatsApp message to that number, and someone will reach out to you to continue that conversation, right? Other services from Bincom include Bincom mentoring platform, all right? Bincom Dev Center, I like to say, is a tech hub, right, with different expression, right? So one of these expression is Bincom mentoring platform, right? This is where both mentors and mentees meet each other. So if you are a mentor in the house, you want to volunteer your time to mentor a group or a specific individual, right? Maybe 1 or 2 people. You're open to that. Your schedule allows you to do that. Please, we need you to join the team. If you're a mentee looking for a mentor, right? We have a lot of mentors in-house that we can connect you to. But the fundamental underlying factor is that you have to be serious about this opportunity, because it is time. The mentors are volunteering the time and the mentees are volunteering the time. So this is, you have to be highly professional and you have to respect people's time, right? You can sign up in the mentorship program today. I will drop the link for you to sign up in the mentorship program. It is critical. If you're applying for any of the tech visa, any of them, they usually ask questions around mentorship. Have you mentored someone before, or have you been a mentee, right? Who are your mentors, for example, right, in the tech field? So you want to build that side of your resume if you are looking to migrate or into a new maybe a digital nomad country or into a different country apart from the one you are currently in, right? Labs by Bincom, it's a fantastic way to build a startup, right? It's a fantastic way to build a product. So if you work in the service industry, in tech service industry, you work in the consulting industry, most of the visa application doesn't quite favor the consulting industry because they are looking for people that have built startup, people that have built products, right? And if you are looking to migrate, you want to be able to say, I have built, this is my resume, or this is my portfolio, I've built XYZ products These are the number of customers on the platform. This is the solution, and you can go and test it. It's live on a Google Play Store or an App Store, right? You want to be able to say that, right? And that is the opportunity that Last by Bincom presents to you. It's a 3 to 6 month program where you team up with other cohorts to build a startup from scratch. So you guys choose what product you want to build, what solution you want to build. All right, there's a lot of problem in the world. Which of them do you want to solve? Now you come together with 3 to 10 creators or individuals, and you form a group, and you build a startup from scratch. You know, do your market segmentation, do your market research, do your ideation, and build it to growth phase. Then you can add that to your portfolio to say, you know, I've been able to build this product, this digital product, right? It's a very good way to start building and learning how to build product, getting involved in the startup process, and learning your skill set there, and also learning how to interact with people. How do I do market research? You know, how do I look at UI UX? You know, in terms of when I'm building a customer-facing platform. You know, these are things that you learn while working on a real-life project. And Last by Bincom gives you that opportunity, right? Especially for people in the consulting, tech consulting field, or you work in you know, tech service industry, and you haven't been part of a product community before. This gives you an opportunity. Last by Bincom, you can go straight to bincom.net/Last by Bincom, and you will connect with the team there, and they will put you in the next cohorts, right? And there you go. Tech career coaching service that we offer. If you're looking to land a job role first, especially in a different market, right? We have tech career coaching services. We connect with tech employers and recruiting services across multiple markets, especially in the United Kingdom, right? So if you're looking to land a role in the United Kingdom, right, faster, this is where you want to go to. If you're looking to build relevant experience in targeted country, we can advise you on that. If you're looking to connect to tech recruiters, yes, we have that also. Our coaches can help you make that connection. And if you're looking for job sponsorship kind of jobs, like work sponsorship job that will offer you settlement, we have coaches that can walk you through. And one of such opportunities is what we're going to be talking about today, which is settling in the UK with your tech talent. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you go to bincom.net/tech career coaching, you'll find more information, and you can about our tech career coaching services, and you can connect with us. There's a short form. We leave a message, and we will reach out to you. Especially in a world where you want to get experience in multiple markets or work across multiple markets, this is really a very good opportunity. So if you're an expert in a particular market and you want to go into maybe the UK or the United States, these services is open to you, and you can connect with us, and we'll do our best to connect you with the best resources that you need. Right. I've spoken about the packages that we have. Some available tech enabled visa routes open for relocation and settlement include, again, for the UK, we have the Innovator Founder route. Innovator Founder route it's not particularly new, but it's a combination of the startup visa route and the Innovator visa route. It was merged last year, right? So it's now called the Innovator Founder visa, right? That's specific to the UK. We have the Global Talent visa, which is Tech Nation. And we also have the Skilled Workers visa, which, again, you get certificate of sponsorship to work in the UK, right? That is available. Those are some of the visas that this is not an extensive list, but those are some of the visas associated with the UK that we are involved directly with, in terms of we have information, we know, we have success stories of people that have gone from sessions like this and migrated to the United Kingdom, right? And a lot of success stories, by the way, and we can connect you with such success stories, and they can coach you and mentor you if you're interested in any of this package. We also have the O1 EB2 an EB1 United States visa that focuses on the US. We have the Canada startup visa that focuses again on Canada, the French visas, and we also have a lot more tech nomad visas, especially for European countries that are looking for tech talents to come in, looking for startups to come in and build their product in their market, right? We have a lot of information around there, and we can lead you, give you the right resources, give you the right connections, if you're interested in those markets, right? Yeah, I just ran through this. These are some of the startup visa, talent visa, work-based visa, temporary work, and digital nomad visa that we talked about for US, for UK, US, Canada, France, Germany, and Australia. We have videos on YouTube that talk specifically about these individual packages. So do well to watch those videos, and when you have questions, you can connect with us, and we will be able to coach you through till you get to your desired destination. The lowest common denominator for everyone that wants to migrate or any one of these packages that I have talked about is the fact that they're looking for people that are globally attractive, right? Once you're globally attractive, sometimes you have access to 2 or 3 of these visas, right? And that it gives you opportunity to make a choice where you want to go, right? So how do I become globally attractive? Where do I begin? Where do I start from? I've talked about some of the Income Dev Center packages that you can start with if you are a beginner. If you're an expert, we'll be talking about opportunities that we can coach you through and connect you to the right resource in those markets, right? eMigr8 visa opportunity focuses on opportunities that allows you settle in those countries. It focuses on opportunities that allows you move your family. It is beginner friendly. eMigr8 visa opportunity focus only on tech enabled visa opportunities. So we don't do health tech. We do tech. We don't do health, rather. We do tech. We don't do education. We won't ask you to go get school fees here. We appraise only tech experts, people in the tech ecosystem. We discuss in depth various tech options, especially in our open days such as this. And the list is not exhaustive, right? We have coaches that can unpack many of these packages better than myself. I can do, right? And we have videos also that unpack many of these packages online that you can take advantage of. So if you want any of this package, there's a list that you can join, all right? Join the waiting list. I'll put the link again on the chat just to make it easy for you guys to connect to that. 2023 tech enabled visa landscape. So this is a document we are working on that we will make public very soon. So if you want a copy of this that looks at the tech enabled visa landscape, if you want a copy of this, please leave a message. We will add you to the waiting list, and we would reach out to you once we are ready with this. So it's just an insight into the various visa opportunity for multiple countries, for people in tech, and for newbies, for intermediate, for experts, just to give you what the landscape looked like for the US, for the UK. You know, I'm sure you'll be interested in that. There's somebody on this call that is thinking to him or herself that I don't qualify yet. You know, what do I have to do? Do I need to be here, or do I need to go back to the drawing board? And what should I be doing? Now, this session is going to unpack a lot of what you should be doing, right? And this is welcome to this session where we'll be looking at settle in the UK as a tech talent. Badi is going to break it down for everyone in the house that are saying, oh, I don't qualify yet, or what settle in the UK about? How do I settle in the UK? How do I even move to the UK? Is this opportunity right for me, or is it, am I 10 years away from this? Am I 5 years away from this? Am I 3 years away from this? You know, Badi is one of the coaches at the eMigr8, and he is going to take us through the settle in the UK package, right? Step by step, what you need to know. If you have any question around anything he's going to be saying or any question around the eMigr8 offering, please drop those questions on the chat, and Bade will do well to answer as much as possible, as much as time will permit us, right? This package is open to both beginners and experts, right? As a beginner, you can move with this package. As an expert, you can move. This package allows you move with your spouse and your dependent, and it can take you as little as 3 months to 6 months. So by first quarter of next year, you can be in the UK, right? And that I think that's an amazing way to plan for 2024. Hi, buddy. Are you here? Hi, buddy.
I'll be with you in a minute.
All right, fantastic. So if you have questions regarding the Bincom packages, and if you have specific question, I can take them before Buddy joins us, right? Any of our packages, last by Bincom Global Tech, any of the packages, I can take those questions quickly. If you have, I can take these questions quickly. All right. Mr. Austin, please, can you drop the question on the chat? It's easier to coordinate it from the chat. Right. Yes, I will post the various link. I will post. I want to ask, what experience level do I need as a front end engineer to be able to be a beneficiary of any of the visa? Right. Again, you have to, as a front end engineer, we have to appraise you and see where you are. You know, there are tech recruiters that are looking for junior developers. There are some that are looking for senior developers. So depend on where you are technically at this point in time. We would have to speak to a coach. You have to speak to a coach, and we'll do an appraiser. But again, typically I ask, don't be a beginner, right? You can begin, but move quickly to an intermediate where we can call you a junior developer. And yes, there are tech startups out there looking for junior developers, right? And because that's what they can afford, right? Or for one reason or the other. Then there are tech talents also looking for senior developers, right? So there is it varies, right? So as a front-end developer, are you a junior front-end developer, or are you a senior front-end developer? We can look into the what's it called? We can look into the details in a coaching session.
All right, I'm here now.
All right, welcome, buddy. So over to you.
Thank you, Moody.
Yeah.
And thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us in today's edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Moody, if it's all right, I'll take over the screen. I'll share my screen.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. And for this session and this segment, I will be focusing on the new eMigr8 package, which is the settle in the UK as a tech talent. So please understand that with us at eMigr8 platform, as Moody has introduced, there are several different packages that we do have available, and different packages that can help you move to different countries of the world. This session, however, and this segment, I'll be focusing on a new eMigr8 package that we've put together, which we have tagged the settle in the UK as a tech talent. And for this package, for some of us that have seen the flyers and some of us that have seen details about the package so far, this package is available to you if you are a beginner or you're an expert in the field of technology. And so don't say, oh, I'm not in tech at all. I've never done anything in the field of technology. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a business analyst. I'm not a project manager. I'm not a data scientist. And so this is not for me. You're welcome into the room, and you can actually use this route and this package to relocate to the UK, even if you are a beginner in the field of technology. If you are an expert in the field of technology, however, that is also good. because that also gives you an edge. But you can use this package if you're a beginner in the field. Also, you can move with your spouse and dependents. And in some cases, what we do is that we would be speaking with you and your spouse, because in some cases, you or your spouse may be the best person to be the primary applicant in this particular route that we are talking about. It's available to you as well if you are interested in switching your visa. So for example, if you have moved to the UK on maybe the UK student visa, or you moved on the UK startup visa, and so on, this route is available to you as an option to settle in the UK. So you can use this route if you want to move, or you can use this route if you want to settle in the UK as well. You would need to have time and equity available to you for investment for this particular package. We're looking at an estimate of between £10,000 to about £75,000 of investment budget that we believe you will need for this particular package. And we also think you should need at least 3 months to 6 months if you are interested in this particular package. If you're interested in this package, you can just reach out to us on WhatsApp or just fill the form on emigratvisa.com. And yes, we've heard that we don't talk about our successes enough when we talk about eMigr8. At eMigr8, in terms of direct successes, we have over 40 direct successes at the moment that has worked with us directly, engaged in our coaching sessions, and have been successful in landing one visa type or the other. With the US O1 visa, to the UK Global Talent visa, to the UK Startup visa, and several different visas that we've had successes for. Now, when I say eMigr8 direct successes, I am talking about people that we worked with directly. And so we're not talking about many people that have attended our open day sessions, many people that we have seen in different countries of the world telling us to say, oh, we watched your videos, I saw some information from you, we got a free consultation from you, or a free coaching session, or a short inquiry session, or one of the open days, or one of the open consultation. We're not talking about any of those. We're talking about people who directly worked with us at one level or the other, and they were able to be successful in moving to different target of countries of the world, particularly the UK, but also different other countries of the world. We are really proud about our numbers at the short time that we've been engaging and short time we've done this as eMigr8 platform. We are talking today about a package that we're put together for you. And as I said earlier, you don't need any previous tech background. We will work with you to become a tech talent. So if you're looking for the summary of this conversation and a summary of this particular package, it's very simple. We will work with you to become a tech talent, a globally attractive tech talent. You do not have to have that tech background. If you do, your journey will be shorter. You do not have to have startup background either as well. If you do, your journey could even be even shorter. I think we'll work with you in this. And as I said, we can use this to move, or you can use this as a route to settle in the UK. I must mention that this is not immigration advice. This is not legal advice. And in fact, we are not immigration consultants. We are not legal consultants. We are not lawyers. We are also not endorsing body, right, in the UK. Instead, we do work with some of these entities that we have talked about just now, but we are not offering you legal advice. It's important for us to mention this publicly. We are also not offering you immigration advice. We are not qualified to do so. What we are is a tech platform. We're a technology platform that is able to connect you to coaches that are able to handhold you through a journey. We're able to provide the handholding, we're able to provide information, we're able to provide coaching, we're able to provide the logistics, the advice, and so on that you would need in terms of this particular journey. We do our partnerships as well. So we partner with immigration lawyers. We partner with different players in the industry. But it's important to mention that our unique selling point is the fact that we are bringing together a lot of information and a lot of things that are missing to the average person that needs this information. We found out that in our ecosystem and in our network, a lot of people do not even know that they do qualify for these visa routes that we are talking about. Some of them do not know that they could qualify for the visa route over a short period of time. And that is what we are able to work with you on, to say, you as an individual, you as a family, we're able to work with you to say, oh, fine, what visa route could you qualify for? Which one can we target, depending on your unique circumstance? Now, in terms of the specific visa, because a number of people, and we will go into as much details as possible in this segment, but we are hoping that you would have questions as well. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat, because we will answer as many questions as possible during this segment. In terms of the visa of focus, there are 3 key visas that we are focusing on with this package. With the Settle in the UK as a tech talent, there are 3 key visa pathways that we will focus on and we will work with you on. If you're asking me which specific visa are you promising me, we don't know, because it will depend on your unique circumstance. No 2 people are the same. You have some background, you've done some things in the past, you have some plans in the future, you have your interest, you have some of the things that you're currently doing, things you are involved in, businesses that you have invested in. We will look at all of those, and then we're able to chart for you the best roadmap for you that would have the triple guarantee that eMigr8 is coming about for this particular route, which is the Settle in the UK as a tech talent. 3 key visas that we will be looking at: the UK Global Talent Visa, the UK Skilled Worker Visa, and the UK Innovator Founder Visa. So those are the 3 key visa routes that we will be targeting in different mixes, depending on your unique circumstance. For some of us that are not familiar with each one of these visa routes, I will mention that we have done open days focused on these visa routes. We've done at least 1.5 hours open days focused on this visa route, where we've drilled down and we've given a lot of information about each one of these visa routes specifically. So we've got open day recordings where you can go in and watch recording, drilling down and explaining the visa route. Our design for this particular open day is not to explain each individual visa. Instead, what we are trying to do is explain a package that eMigr8 has come up with, a package that can help you to move to the UK and also settle in the UK. So that package is what we are focused on in this edition, to explain to you and try and give as much information as possible, rather than trying to explain each one of the visa routes. However, for some of us that may not be familiar at all, I will just give a few information about each visa route. And I'm hoping that if you're interested in this package, you will do your own research. You will check out some of these visa routes and understand the unique selling points on how eMigr8 is able to help you to move and settle in the UK using this specific visa route. I will start with the UK Global Talent Visa. And this visa is available for people who have been able to show either that they are promising or they're an established talent, leading talent in the field of technology. And if you check, it is also known as the Tech Nation visa. So you can check online and you can get a lot of information about this visa opportunity. Now, for this visa, they're looking for, in terms of the UK now, the UK is looking for you if you've been able to establish yourself as a talent in the field of technology. If you have less than 5 years of experience, then in tech now, not less than 5 years of experience totally, If you have less than 5 years of experience in the field of technology, then you can apply as an exceptional promise. Exceptional promise means that, you will become in the future, you are likely to become a talent in the field of technology. And that's what we would focus on if we're looking at this settle in the UK as a tech talent package. But then there's also the exceptional talent visa as well, which is available. And as exceptional talent, you would have to show that you are already a talent in the field of technology. How can you show that in practice? They would look at things like, what kind of innovation have you been part of that has traction at this point? Don't worry if you don't understand some of the words I'm throwing about, because this is part of what we will be helping you establish around training and so on using this package. So traction, MVP, I may throw out a number of technical jargons. We're a tech platform at the end of the day, as I told you, right? The key thing we want you to remember is with this package, eMigr8 will handhold you through the entire process. So yes, we are giving you as much details as possible so that you can go do your own research. We're giving you as much details as possible so that you can also take a look to say, is this something I want to do by myself? You can do it by yourself if you wanted to, right, as well. However, with the eMigr8 coaches, with the eMigr8 packages, with the eMigr8 services, eMigr8 community as well, we make that 10x, 50x easier for you. And that's why we're talking about it. And that's why we're giving as much details as possible. So that's the UK Global Talent Visa. The next visa is the UK Skilled Worker Visa. And with the UK Skilled Worker Visa, it is available to you if you are able to land a job that has certificate of sponsorship in your career track. Now, when we talk about tech, the question that may come up as well is that, okay, which part of tech are you talking about? It will depend on your unique circumstance. It could be the technical side of tech. So we could be talking about you as a programmer. You could be talking about you as a cybersecurity expert and so on. But it could also be the non-technical side of tech, the business side of tech. So as a business analyst, senior business analyst is one of the shortage occupation list roles. And shortage occupation list is basically a list of roles that the UK has looked at to say, these are roles that we don't have enough of in our economy at the moment. And so because these roles are on the shortage occupation list, these are roles that if I'm able to find, a company is able to find somebody that is in that shortage occupation, somebody that has the skill and the experience and the exposure for a role on the shortage occupation list, hire them from wherever they are in the world, and you can get them to move to the UK with their family. That is the UK Skilled Worker Visa. So what you need is to land a role that will offer you sponsorship in the UK, something called the COS, Certificate of Sponsorship. As I've mentioned, we have open days that are focused on each one of these routes. This one is around you landing a job, and we talk about our tech career coaching, and we talk about how we can help you land that role, because we have relationship with technical recruiters. We have relationship with people in established organizations that may be interested in your role, in your skill, because they need your skill as a tech talent. But then if you're thinking, but I don't have any tech skills as at this point, then we will help you to gain the tech skills, gain the experience, gain the exposure that would help you to be a fit for those large organizations that are looking for your role at this point. And these organizations have the certificate of sponsorship. There are hundreds of thousands of roles at the moment. You only need one of those roles. Over 100,000 vacancies in the UK at the moment that have certificate of sponsorship. You only need one. And we will work with you and hold you for everything you need to be able to land that role that will come with certificate of sponsorship. The third visa that we would focus on with this package is the UK innovator founder visa. And that used to be, there were two visas that were being crashed to become one now, which is the UK startup visa and the UK innovator visa. These were two different visa types. They have now become one visa type at the moment. With the UK innovator founder visa, you no longer are restricted to say that you cannot work for any startup except your own startup. Now you can work for anybody else in the UK as long as you are actively building your startup. For you to be able to land this visa opportunity, you will need to have a startup that is adjudged by the endorsing body as innovative, viable, and scalable. That is what you need. And how eMigr8 can help you is that we can work with you to build that startup itself. You need to also show that you're a genuine founder. eMigr8 can work with you to build your skill to become a founder, building this skill itself that I've mentioned, building the startup. You also need to have that idea that solves a problem that will be innovative, viable, and scalable. And we will work with you as well to find a problem that you are passionate about. There are several innovations that are still yet to be developed in the world today. We will work with you to find that one that would be the one for you that you can work with. Now, you could say, oh, but you are talking about several things at the same time. Which one are you talking about? The answer is that it will depend on you. We could be targeting a combination of all three. We could be targeting one. We can be targeting two. We can be targeting each one of them. It depends on your unique circumstance. What we are saying with the eMigr8 package, with this specific eMigr8 package, is we will drill down into your profile. We will drill down into what it is that you are, what you have done in the past, what you are interested in for the future, particularly in the field of technology. Yes, you may not have any tech experience or any tech interest today, but every profession, whether it's accounting, whether it's law, there's legal tech now, whether it's agriculture or farming, there's agri-tech now, and so on. Every industry has an element of technology available to it. Every industry is waiting to be disrupted. In this year, we've been talking about Gen AI, generative AI, and there's several ideas that are coming out from that field alone that you can leverage on. Several. What this package is that we will work with you to become a globally attractive tech talent. That's what we'll be doing. Now, there are lots of details that we will be sharing, but I also am conscious that we don't want to lose you as our audience, because I'm saying several things and you are probably wondering, oh, which part of this will be for me exactly? And so if you ask questions, if you have specific questions, it would be helpful for us to be able to answer those questions that you have, so that you don't leave this room without the answers to the question that you do have. And if you are watching the replay video as well, same thing. You can ask the questions in the comments. You can ask us questions in the community, and we will be able to answer as many of those questions as possible. Moody, I'm hoping you let me know when my time is up, and I'll just keep talking until you let me know when my time is up. In terms of drilling down...
You're good with time. You're good with time, so you can go ahead.
Fantastic. In terms of drilling down further, and so just to recap what I've said so far, the settle in the UK as settle in the UK as a tech talent package is focused on 3 key visa routes. Depending on your unique circumstance, will determine which one of the visa routes we will talk about for you, or it could be a combination of all of them. When I say a combination of all of them, what I mean by that is it could simply be a case where if you've been in tech for a bit and you're already working, maybe in startup, for example, then we could start working with you with building a tech startup for yourself, which could qualify for the innovator founder visa. But at the same time, because you are building that startup, you may qualify for the UK Global Talent Visa because your startup, if it has the right traction and it can become your example of innovation. But at the same time, you are also building because you are able to land the skilled worker visa as a specific skill that you are applying within that startup. So it would depend on your unique circumstance. And it could be you or it could be your spouse that we may be working with, or we could even be working with both of you as well. Our target is to enable you and your family to settle in the UK as a tech talent. But we are not asking you to pretend to be a tech talent. We want you to be a globally attractive tech talent, and then you are able to settle in the UK as that globally attractive tech talent. Why does the UK want this? Why does the UK want you? It's very simple. And we've talked about this in many of our eMigr8 open days. We've talked about the fact that talent is the new oil. We've talked about the fact that many countries of the world understand that if they have the right talent, their economy will have a place in the global landscape of economies, because it's all about tech now. It's all about that innovation. It's all about the patents that people have and several of those things. And the UK wants as many of those in their jurisdiction as possible. But you understand that that is the same thing that every other country of the world that are forward thinking also wants as well. So we spoke about the Canada startup visa. It's the same thing. We've spoken about the US O1 visa. It's the same thing. We're going to speak about the French tech visa, and we've been speaking about it. It's the same thing. The Australian Global Talent Visa, same concept across the world. If you are globally attractive, you have options. And those options are what we are working with you on, to say you can choose to stay in your own country and work remotely, maybe because of tax purposes or family or whatever it is. But also you could decide that, oh, I want to go explore a different jurisdiction, and eMigr8 is able to help you. But coming back to this specific visa opportunity, we're then saying that, oh, if you want to move to the UK as a tech talent, we can help you do that by the combination of the different eMigr8 services that are available to you. But for us to continue, I would like you to just first of all understand us as eMigr8 and what our purpose is and what we do exactly. eMigr8 is structured as a coaching platform at the moment. We are expanding what we do. We're expanding properly. We're actually coming up with a mobile application around tech-enabled visas. We're coming up with the landscape and so on. But one of the key things that we do is our coaching sessions. Now, what do we do around these coaching sessions? It's very simple. We connect people that need the coaching with the people that need to be coached. People that want to move with people that have moved already and are able to show you the pathway to say, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do. These are mistakes that I made. This is what you may not know. These are information in the public domain. But sometimes when you see all this information in the public domain, it may become daunting. And that's part of what we do at eMigr8. We help with that coaching session with different kinds of sessions. It could be the road mapping session. With the road mapping session, what we are doing with the road mapping session is you come into that session and we drill down into your profile end to end. And then we're able to come out with one of two things. If you already qualify for a specific visa or the other, or multiple visas, you come out with a roadmap of this is everything you should do. These are the documents you should gather and so on for you to be able to submit and apply for this particular visa. Now, if you feel like you don't qualify today, the session is still not wasted, because you will come out with a roadmap to say, this is what you need to do within the next 1 week, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, maybe even 2 years, right? That's the maximum. 2 years is the maximum we know of as of today. That if you do this and you do this and you do this, this is where you will land, because the requirements are in the public domain. The requirements are in the public domain. What you need to do is also in the public domain. But what the coaches are able to do with you is work with you to help you understand, to say, this is exactly what you need to do. Now, these are our coaching sessions. We've done many of these coaching sessions. We have many successes. It could be a coaching session as well around document review. Oh, I want to apply for this particular visa. Can you please take a look at the document? Have I put it correctly? Does it make sense before I submit it to an assessor, and so on? It could be about the endorsement review, to say, oh, I've applied by myself, but I got rejected, and now I want somebody to take a look to see, why did they reject me? Or can I appeal? If I appeal, how should I appeal? How should I go about it? It could be about the application itself, to say, oh, have I filled the form correctly? And so on. There are several different coaching sessions. We've structured our coaching sessions into hourly segments, basically. And then you can decide to say, well, I only need one, I need multiple. But in addition to that, we've also structured packages to say, if you are targeting a particular visa opportunity, you can use our packages. Now, why you may need a package is that combines multiple coaching sessions and many short sessions as well. So the coaching sessions will be for different stages for that particular visa. But then you can have short sessions in between the stages to say, oh, you're supposed to gather document. I've gathered them. Can you take a look? Oh, okay, now let's put the document together in a certain story. Does this story make sense? Oh, now I want to submit the application. Have I filled it correctly? Now I want to, and then in between each one of these stages, you can talk to the coaches to say, oh, what do I need now? What do I need to do next? If you get confused, that's fine. If you have a particular letter to say, oh, can you help me review this letter? That's fine. And you can go on like that. That is how eMigr8 is structured. We're not saying that structure no longer exists, and we are not saying that this package subsumes all that. We still have all of these available to you if that is what you need.
All right.
What we're just saying is that now there's a package that we're also pushing, and that package is the Settled in the UK as a Tech Talent. And with that, we can drill into more details, but I'm sure that Moody would like to ask questions.
Yeah. Q&A time. Yeah,
yes, there's Q&A time. But let me just mention one more thing, because I didn't get to the point of I was going to drill down to. One more thing I would just mention is that in addition to those coaching sessions, in addition to the handholding, in addition to all of this that I've mentioned, there are also different packages and products within the wider Bincom Dev Center, which is our talent development platform, that may be useful for you. And so we are not doing this alone. We're doing this with a huge team that can help you. So for example, if you're saying that, oh, I don't have any skill at all in the field of technology, you can start with Bincom Academy. It's a 1-month program that is able to help you build a particular skill: digital marketing, product management, PHP development, backend development, and several other skills along those lines. You could also say, oh, I need more experience. We've got our tech internship and apprenticeship. We've got our community events for you for public visibility, and several others along those lines as well. Some of them that Moody mentioned earlier. And all of this comes together into that package that we're talking about, into the Settle in the UK as a Tech Talent. If it sounds complicated, there's something I need to mention again. If it sounds complicated, there's something I need to mention, and it's this: we will work with you. What we are talking about in this particular package is a point that we will handhold you through the entire journey. And so we've given as much details. We've given some details in this conversation, and we can give much more details during the road mapping session and so on. But the key information we hope you remember is that this works because we will help you become a tech talent. And becoming a tech talent itself is an interesting journey, but we are able to work with you and hold you through that step-by-step process of you becoming and being recognized as a tech talent that would be considered worthy to move to the UK as a tech talent. If you're interested in this particular package, you can send us a message on any of those numbers on WhatsApp. And the next step for this package would be the road mapping session that I mentioned earlier. That would be the next step. You can get as much information as possible about each one of the visa opportunities as I mentioned. You can get as much information as possible. But if you're interested in this package, the next step would then be the road mapping session that would be able to help you to get from where you are to settle in the UK as a tech talent. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That's very detailed and that's quite explanatory. I'll give everybody 30 seconds to sink that in, take that in, right? And allow buddy grab a cup of water too. If you have a question, I'm looking at the chat and I'm not seeing questions just yet. If you have a question, please drop it on the chat. Let's unpack it together and let's learn about the new package, right? If you have any question, Buddy spoke so clearly explaining the difference in the different visa routes and also explaining the benefits of the new package and also saying, I'm promising, I'm going to hold him to that eMigr8 is going to work with you through the process so you don't have to walk alone, right? So one of the questions here that I have, Buddy, is talk to us about the equity part of settle in the United Kingdom as a tech talent. There is a time and equity investment required. Can you share a bit more light on that?
All right, sure, Moody. So the equity investment needed is a budget of between £10,000 to about £75,000, and it would depend on your unique circumstance. Why do you need to budget that equity? I mentioned that you would need to build a startup that would have traction. That costs money, right? And that costs money in terms of hiring developers if you are not the developer yourself, or hiring a product manager if you are not a product manager yourself. You would also need things like advertisement, PR, and so on. And there are several other factors along those lines that you would need to be able to do as part of this process. We will work with you. We will handle you exactly what you need to do at every stage in the process. But there is that you would need to be able to do. And this will also depend on what stage you are at this point in time. If you already have an existing startup that we can work with, that's fantastic. It may reduce the cost and the investment amount. If you already have some tech talent that we can work with, fantastic. It may reduce the cost and the investment amount and even the time needed as well. It would depend on the road mapping session helps us to understand exactly what is needed for you at any point in time. But that's why that investment is required, because with the UK Global Talent, you need to be able to show traction. And when we say show traction, we're not saying pretend or fake it till you make it. We're saying that you will build something that will be world-class, that will be globally attractive. With the UK Innovator Founder Visa, is the same thing as well. With the UK Skilled Worker Visa, there are also some things you would need to do that would cost money in that sense, because you would be doing things like application to organization and so on. And some of these things will also cost money as well. And that's the reason why we've said you need an investment budget of between £10,000 to £75,000, depending on your unique circumstance. I hope that helps.
Yes, that's clear. I think that helped. I'm still looking out for questions, and I've also dropped the various links to join the eMigr8 communities on the chat for those of us interested. Remember that the WhatsApp community is a closed community, so we'll have to add you to that. So please join the Telegram and LinkedIn and every other community available. Those are free for you to join. Right, coming back to question, settle in the UK. But I'm looking at, I'm a newbie, right? I have experience in a different sector, but I'm new to technology. I'm new to tech, and I want to take advantage of the move to settle in the United Kingdom with tech talent as a beginner. So, what are the advice you have for me being a newbie? Yeah.
Yeah, so what I would say is that you don't need to throw away all the experience that you've gathered in whatever sector you've built your experience in. As I was saying when I was presenting, there
Mm.
for almost every sector, I actually don't know of any sector where there's no tech element that can help that sector. So I was talking about legal tech, fintech for financial services, agri-tech for people in agriculture, energy tech, sustainable tech. There's several of these depending on where your experience lies. And that's part of what we'll be working with you on. Or you can also take a look yourself to say, okay, fine, how is technology disrupting my career? And that's where you probably want to start from, because what we're saying is that you can go ahead of the curve and become the tech expert of your career. If you're an architect, for example, you can be a tech expert in architecture. We've had people talk to you about that on the eMigr8 platform. Depending on what it is that you're doing, we are able to work with you. We don't know of any sector that there's no technology element at this point in.
All right. Fantastic. We're looking through. I'm still hoping that somebody has a question, but it looks like everybody has gotten the information clearly. So I'll go on with the questions I have for Mr. Badi. So when you talk about settle in the UK, pardon me, are you talking about getting me a house, getting me, settled in London or in Manchester? Where does this end, or where, what are the packages exactly? Because, we've talked about job, talked about the investment. What else is included in this package?
Interesting question. So when we talk about the word settle, it's actually an immigration term, right? Because when you talk about settlement or pre-settlement and then eventually settlement, you're talking about landing what we call permanent residency and eventually landing the citizenship we're talking about the UK at the moment, so of the UK. So which means that you become a British citizen over a period of time. The longest time based on the visa pathway we are talking about would be 6 years to British citizenship, but it could be as short as 4 years to British citizenship, depending on where you are able to land in this whole journey that I've mentioned, which has to be customized for you as an individual. And so that's what we are talking about in terms of the focus. Our package is focused on you landing that visa that will help you to move with your family. We are able to support, but that is not included in the package, with some of the other relocation in terms of which area to relocate to and so on. But this is not the focus of the package. The package is really focused around you moving and settling in the UK. So we do have communities of people that we've worked with over the months that we've started eMigr8 that are able to help with things like housing, that are able to help with things like, which housing agent and so on can you use and so on. But our focus with this pathway is really about landing that visa that gives you a pathway to settlement in the UK within the shortest possible time.
Okay. So there's an advisory of eMigr8 that can help with settlement in terms of if you want a house. I'm just trying to paraphrase that. Am I correct?
Yes, so that's correct. Okay. We have a community of people that have moved that would be able to support you. We have advisory services that will be able to advise. We've got things like welcome party that is documented exactly what you need to do at every step of the way, the first month, the third month, and so on. eMigr8 is the end-to-end package, helping you with relocation and settlement. I'm just also clarifying, however, that this particular package is focused on a specific thing, as I've mentioned.
Yeah, we have a question in the chat. What are requirements and budgets for a tech visa? I don't know if you want to expatiate on that question. Are you talking about the settlement package that Buddy has talked about, or you're talking about any other talent tech visa? All right, while we are waiting for that question to be clarified. It's another question here. How long, again, talking about time frame, I know on the flyer we have 3 to 6 months, but this person is asking, how long does the whole process, will take from visa, along with the visa, the whole process till you get your visa? How long will it take once the fee is paid? That's the question.
We don't know the exact amount of time it will take because it depends on several factors. What we would say is you need to estimate 3 months to 6 months. It will, however, depend on several factors. For example, what we are focused on is you landing the endorsement, and then that will land you the visa, or the certificate of sponsorship that will land you the visa. But you also need to realize that in terms of the application to Home Office is where is the UK arm that will process your visa. In terms of the application to Home Office, they will take as much time as they want to take. You can pay for something called priority within the Home Office so that your visa processing could be done within 1 day in terms of review and so on. So there are several factors to consider in terms of if you're looking at, what is the end-to-end of this. But bear in mind that regardless of what pathway you are thinking about, you have to still work toward, you have to budget those kinds of time as well, that we cannot say, this is the time, because it would depend on several factors. But we think you should budget between 3 months to 6 months.
All right, fantastic. So I have a question here. And it goes, I had my marketing company registered with the UK government 2 years ago to date. Do you think this route suits me, and what will be an assumed budget to move with my wife is the question.
We would not know what the assumed budget to move with your wife would be. But the first thing we already know is that you will not qualify for one of the 3 visas I've talked about just now, specifically the innovator founder visa, because one of the requirements is it cannot be a business you have already registered in the UK, except you're looking at registering a different company in the UK. But if it's something you've already registered in the UK, that's against the requirement of the innovator founder visa. So we may not be looking at that if we are focused on this specific marketing company that you're talking about. Now, I don't know if that company itself would qualify under the criteria to say it's innovative, it's viable, and it's scalable. We wouldn't know all of those things. We will need to drill down to be able to answer those questions. But this is something just to mention to the audience to say, if you're looking at any one of these routes, it may not be the best idea for you to first go and register your company in the UK. You've put the cart before the horse. That would be a challenge because it may be a limiting factor for some things. But then we have to now look at some of the other visa opportunities with the skilled worker visa. You sound like somebody highly skilled. Digital marketing, performance marketing is one of those skills that are on the skilled worker list. And so that's something that you want to then be able to take a look at to say, fine, what companies have sponsorship? Will these companies hire me? And then depending on your profile as well, you may qualify under the UK Global Talent Visa. And so we will have to drill down with you to say, fine, where do you lie in all of these things? But that's where this package is an advantage, because with this package, we're able to work with you across all these visa options. We will not even engage you with the package in the first place if we don't think you are pre-qualified for any of these visa options, just to mention upfront as well. So we select the people that we will work with on this particular package, just to mention that. But the key thing is that, yes, we believe that you do have many options available to you. I mentioned 2. And yes, based on what you said, there's one option that may not be available to you. Until we drill down, we would not know. And that also answers your question around what is the assumed budget. We don't know until we are able to work with you on a roadmap. And that roadmap will come with some pricing to it to say, this is what this looks like in terms of pricing. In terms of budget, we've mentioned the budget that you can think about.
Okay. All right, fantastic. I think that's clear. Okay, we have clarification to that question. He meant the requirement and budget for a software engineer who wants to apply for a tech visa. So I don't know, do you want to take this, with the innovator visa in mind, or the settle in the UK visa in mind? Yeah.
Let me just take it generally
Package.
because
Okay.
so you just said a tech visa. Which one of the visas are you talking about?
Yeah.
About three key visa opportunities here: UK Global Talent Visa, the UK Skilled Worker Visa, and the UK Innovator Founder Visa. Now, I've also mentioned that if you are looking at any one of these specific visa pathways, we've done 1.5 hour sessions focused on each one of these pathways that you can actually go watch. These videos are available for you at no cost to you. We would not know the specifics of it. Now, even if we drill down into each one of these visa opportunities, we can also not know directly without the drill down and the road mapping session because your circumstance may be different. For example, eMigr8 offer freemium services. So we do have access, you have access to some free services and you have access to some premium services. And so we would not know what you need until we are able to drill down with you. You may just need the community because there are a number of coaches in the community and you can ask a couple of questions there. You may just need the open day because you can come to some of these open days and ask questions there, but you may need something much more than that. And based on that, we determine what it is that we are able to do. So what we are talking about today is the Settle in the UK as a tech talent package. Yeah. And that package is multiple visa options together as one package that we can work with you on and target at the same time with you. But if you're interested in a specific visa package, we will have visa sessions around the skilled worker visa, for example.
Sorry for cutting you, buddy. He actually came back to say he's interested in the UK skilled worker visa.
Yes. Right. So the session I would recommend you go watch is if you search for land a tech job in the UK tech economy. There's a session that we have done. It's over 1.5 hours. I think it's almost 2 hours session.
Yeah.
Focused on that pathway. You can also check it. You can also get it as part of the resources from eMigr8, and you can look at that, and it gives you a lot of details on that particular pathway. Today's session is focused on the new package that eMigr8 has launched that is going to now bring that together with the UK Global Talent, with the Innovator Visa, and bring that together as one holistic journey that you may want to pursue depending on your unique circumstance.
Yeah, so we are running up in 10 minutes. So if you have questions, this is a 1.5 hour session and we're already at the tail end of it. So if you have questions, this is a good time to pop it in the chat. One of the questions that came through that I'm just going to ask Mr. Badi, it's a question around flexibility when it comes to payment. All right. How flexible is eMigr8 in terms of payment? So I'll just wait for Mr. Badi to catch his breath, and when he comes back, he can speak to that. We have somebody asking flexibility when it comes to payment for this package. You know, how flexible, what is obtainable, what is available for him or her.
Yeah, so that eMigr8 is also very flexible for this particular package. Very, very flexible because it's a journey at the end of the day, and it's a journey where we are committed with you on that entire journey in itself. So very flexible, but then the package itself will be highly customized to what you need as an individual. And during that time, I believe the members of the team are able to work with you on the budget and also on the payment plans if needed. At that point, you would understand what part is eMigr8's fee, which means you are paying for our time and our services, and you will understand what part is your investment, what you are investing at any point in time. That would also be really clear at the point when we've done the road mapping session, because at that point you will go back with a roadmap that you have for yourself that you can use with or without eMigr8 at that point. So the very flexible is the short answer. Long answer is what I said.
Thank you, Mr. Bade. Thank you for taking your time to thoroughly explain this new package to us. I think we don't have any other question on the chat, and we've asked questions around the package, we asked questions around the payment, we've asked questions around settlement and inquiry around where does eMigr8 support stops, and it's good to know that there are other coaching or other third party that eMigr8 partners with and can also advise on settlement, where to settle, and how to go about a job in the UK. So amazing. The final thoughts, the final question somebody asked that also is why is this only focused in the UK? All right, the settle in the UK with tech talents. Is it open to other market, or is it just focused on the UK, and why? Yeah.
Interesting question, and I would answer the question in this way. We are talking about a specific package at this session of eMigr8. eMigr8 itself has several different packages that we've used and worked with people on for them to move to different countries of the world. We have several of these packages available, and it's up to you what package that you need and what package you are interested in at any point in time. And so I'm sharing my screen, and this just gives you an idea of some of the packages that eMigr8 has at the moment. The package we're speaking about is the last one on this list. So eMigr8 has the move to the UK as a global talent that focuses on the UK global talent, and several other packages along that line, as you can see on the list. So we have moving to the US using the O1 visa. We have moving to Canada with the Canada startup visa, right? And all of this will depend on your unique circumstance. However, the new package that we're talking about today is the settle in the UK as a tech talent. This is focused on the UK and is focused on a combination of 3 visa routes that we will target at the same time or separately depending on what you need. And we're saying that you don't have to already be established in technology for you to use this particular package. In fact, you can be an absolute beginner, meaning that you've never done anything in the field of technology before. We can work with you. If you have some tech experience, that's good. It may shorten the journey. If you have some startup experience, so in tech, there's startup and there's consulting and services. If you have startup experience in tech, even better, it may shorten your journey even further for this particular package that we are focused on during today's session. But eMigr8 has other packages that you could also take a look at depending on what it is that you're looking for.
All right, thank you very much. So as a last or final question, usually, and this is just a generic question we usually ask, where we speak to both beginners and experts in the room. And I know you've spoken to those demographics in the course of your presentation already, but I want you to speak to them in terms of guaranteeing them that this is the real deal and this is what they should be looking at in terms of giving them a guarantee. So do you want to speak to that? Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. So for this particular package, eMigr8 is actually offering the triple guarantee, and we'll talk a lot more about that during the road mapping session. But this is something to just say. These visa opportunities are available today. They may not be available in the future. They're available today, and that's the reason why we're saying that this is something you can explore today for you to be able to move with your family. We've shown you some of our successes from an eMigr8 perspective, and there are several of them. Understandably, not every one of our successes are willing to talk publicly because some of their social networks don't even know that they've moved at all. But a number of our successes talk about it publicly, and they also refer us. We get most of the work we do, we get them through referrals, really. And that's where you then come in to say, this package is available to you as of today. It's up to you then to say, oh, fine, let me explore what these people are talking about. We're saying to you that if you're not in tech at all, you can use this package, right? And there are several different visa opportunities that people have explored. We've also said to you that if you had ever thought of moving to the UK with the student visa, that's no longer viable today, because with the UK student visa, you can no longer move with your family. If you did not move in September 2023, you can no longer move with your family. And so if you're looking for a way to move to the UK with your family, this is the real deal. Because in addition to moving, which may be your short-term objective, we're saying you can move as a tech talent with a pathway to settlement from day one. If you move to the UK as a student, for example, you would not have had the pathway to settlement immediately. But with this package we're talking about, you have a pathway to settlement from day one, and that itself is useful for you. But then as a tech talent, there are several opportunities available. There are several potentials that could also happen. We're talking to you about starting a startup. Who is to say that startup itself, we are not building the next Facebook? Because for all we know, it could be. And that's part of the reason why the UK is making it available to say, if they see and they know that you can potentially deliver to their economy innovation, new jobs, new expertise, new experience, they want you to come to their economy. And that's what we are then working with you on, to say you can become a globally attractive tech talent within the shortest possible time. And because you are that globally attractive tech talent, you can move to the UK using one of these visa routes that we have mentioned at the moment. We will train you, we'll handle you, we'll coach you through the entire journey. Yes, it can be a complex looking journey, but that's why we are here. Multiple successes that we have, many of them that are spoken at this platform at one time or the other. And so you can do your own research at this point and say, is this the route you would like to take? I hope that helps, Moody.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for your time. This has been thoroughly enjoyable, and a lot of information has been given out. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this edition. If you need to start your journey for any of the visa routes, you can call the numbers on the screen at the moment. I also dropped the numbers on the chat. You can have them send a WhatsApp to those call numbers or call. We are at hand to help you. We have coaches at eMigr8 that we handhold you through the process. One thing you should always remember is that we are here to help, and help we shall render in any capacity. If you need a resource, if you need introduction, if you need reviews on your to review your documentations, we will help you. We'll put you around people that have gone through this journey and have this visa. So we are not just using head knowledge. We have experience in this field, and we have over 40 success stories that we can share with you, along this journey. So you are in good company. If you are thinking of giving this a try, you are in good company. A lot of tech enthusiasts have also embarked on this journey. Many of them started from these open day calls and ended up migrating to the United Kingdom, right? So settle in the UK as a tech talent has been fantastic. I think Buddy has answered most of all our questions that we have. If you have further questions, you can go to the eMigr8 website, www.emigrate.visa.com, or call or send a WhatsApp message or text to the number, and we'll reach out to you. And if you are still on the call, thank you for being patient with us. You are now qualified. We are gifting you, not qualified. We are gifting you a free consulting session. So if you have any question, particularly which are specific to your own journey, right, that you want to ask a coach, you have a free consulting session, right? Please reach out to us, and we will connect you to a coach. Your first session will be free and will be on the house. So thank you very much, everyone. Or we have tech career coaching service that you will find interesting. Also, we've talked a lot extensively about these offers, and again, we've talked extensively about settling in the UK as a tech talent. Thank you for joining to this edition. We hope this has been helpful. Kindly share the link of this session. It will be on YouTube after now. Kindly share the link with your friends, your colleague, tech enthusiasts around you, people looking at switching to tech. This information will be valuable to them, and we have given it all for free. But remember to tell them to join the eMigr8 community if they have questions, so that we can unpack it for them. This has been good. We can continue the conversation in the eMigr8 community. So if you have questions, please ask in the eMigr8 community. I dropped links to the community on the chat. and you can click on any of the links to join any of the communities. And we have coaches in those communities that will answer questions for you. Thank you, and do have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you very much, everyone.